What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. So we're taking a look at the TIS МА. This is an event vehicle from the Operation Frost event from War Thunder. And it's the way I would describe this plane is a combination of the Tu-2 and the Su-6. It's like the Soviets tried to combine the two into one fighter. They gave it two 20mm Shevaks right here on the front of the nose, and then they gave it a pair of 37mm NS-37s, one on either side of the fuselage. And if that wasn't enough armament, they also gave it some bomb and rocket options. My favorite is the Fab 500s. You get two of them. They're mounted centrally under the fuselage, and they drop independently in realistic battles. They are fantastic. The plane itself is fantastic. This is easily worth the grind. I know some people don't like the grind process of the events. This is an exceptional vehicle, and it really is an excellent vehicle for RB tanks. That's where I've been playing it. I have not tried it in Air RB or Air Arcade. I've only tried it in Air Tank, or excuse me, on RB tanks, and it is fantastic. Now it has all of this armament, but it's at a battle rating of 3.7. Rank 3, it is a premium. I do not feel it's a 3.7 plane. I think minimum 4.3. I ran this in my 3.7 lineup, and I usually take out my T-34 for the added premium silver line bonus, you know, and it's ridiculously powerful when most of the vehicles you face at this battle rating are Panzer IVs. The 37s, they have really good penetration. Let me take a look here. Armor targets, you get 60mm of pen at a flat angle at point blank, which is obviously not realistic for tank combat. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this does have an optional 45mm cannon. You can swap out the 37s for a pair of 45s, but the 45mm doesn't come with an armored target belt. So 4mm of penetration means all this is an anti-airplane shell. So you're basically hunting down bombers and other fighters with this. And for that reason, I don't recommend the 45. If you're going to play it in Tank RB, I would recommend the pair of 37s and choose the armored targets, because the air targets don't have enough penetration. The default shell isn't bad, but the armored target works really well against planes as well as tanks. And that's what I would recommend going with. But 3.7 in my opinion is too low. I would recommend 4.3 minimum. I've actually been up tiering it and putting it in my super OP 5.7 lineup. Yeah, this lineup makes people disgusted. I've heard that comment a few times. We got the KV-220, the T5, the T-3485E, got the LF Mark 9 Spitfire. We got a whole assortment of premiums, and of course, the only non-premium in here is the standard T-3485. But it is a lineup that is exceptionally powerful, and it's bringing in lots of silver lions for me. But 5.7, I'm using a 3.7 plane. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is that good. And one of the reasons is the armor penetration is it's absolutely dominating M18s, because that is what you face right now a lot. People are using the M18s to try to get those cap rushes for the event, and the 37s just completely annihilate the M18s. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show one match with live commentary when I'm in my 3.7 lineup with the ТИС МА, and then we're going to transition into some highlights of some other games where I was playing in my 5.7 lineup. Can't make out what it is, but it looks like either a bomber or a heavy fighter of some sort. JU-87. Honestly, the plane looked bigger from a distance. Oh, nicely done. Well, he is all kinds of messed up now. Put the KV-1 down. Get his engine taken out as well. Multiple fighters up. And I think that guy's still up here. Yep, there he is. He had multiples up here. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. Down. Got fighters up. Don't know where you went. Well, it did take me a second, but as it turns out, the Focke-Wulf that was on me, it crashed into the mountain. Anyway, we're back here with some post commentary, and we are on Middle East. Now, as always, I always look for targets over here on this ridgeline because there's almost always someone over here sniping. My first bomb drop is a bit off. I've noticed that I'm pretty inconsistent with my bomb drops initially because I have so much speed built up that I always end up either overshooting the bomb or under dropping it. I just can't quite get that consistency that you need to be a really good dropper of bombs. Just trying to feel out what kind of targets these are, and as you can tell, in this up tier, the ТИС МА is having a little bit more trouble with these targets. These are not your Panzer IVs anymore. We got some heavier tanks to deal with. And here I swing over and try to get into a more vertical drop, and this I tend to be pretty good at. There's a whole reed sitting there on the camper spot. He gets taken out. Now I'm just trying to suss out where this guy is. It's another Focke-Wulf. But this guy isn't going to crash into the mountain like a complete noob. He's just going to overshoot like a noob. Truth be told, this guy just did not know what to do with his energy advantage, as a lot of ground force pilots don't. Took a couple of chunks out of him there, and down he goes. Well, I guess in a way he did end up crashing, just not into a mountain. The ТИС МА, as you will see later in this video, is actually a pretty good fighter. We're going to have a couple of battles where we face multiple targets. Got a friendly P-47 coming in to help me out. I'm just letting him know that there is in fact another air up, so that hopefully he can help me engage it. Here it comes. It's an A6M5, and nice flying. That was easy. That was far too easy. Again, letting the P-47 know that there's another air up. It's very important, I have found, to be aware of your surroundings in the ТИС МА, because while it is a good fighter, it is not a great fighter. it is not going to be a good pilot in a good air superiority aircraft, such as a Spitfire or LA-9, or, as you will see, some jets. Yes, I am going to face jets. I have faced ME-262s as well as P-59s, and those are challenging, especially the P-59, as you will see in a later clip in this video. I'm trying to follow this guy, but I don't want to waste my ammo if the 47 is on him. You see, I just sprayed a little bit with my 20s. So I'm going to focus on the tank here on the road, as I thought that the 47 would have him. He's following the JU-87 just into the mountain. Any other targets? There we go. Got a tank destroyer here on the back, in the back of the map, but not in the sniper spot. At least not in the usual sniper spot that I think of. And of course, as usual, I lose sight of him, and then regain at the last second. It's an 88 flak bus. Just managed to pull it up, snap off one of my flaps, and he's going to burn down here in just a second. What I didn't notice was that the P-47 ally that I had up went down to a BF-109K4. Set him on fire. The 88 flak bus goes down. And I'm about to go down too, because again, I didn't know that the 47 was down and I was up against a K4. Doesn't matter how good the TIS MA is. If you don't see the enemy, you're done. There are limitations to what this plane can do. But still, a pretty darn good run, if I do say so myself. Now we find ourselves on good old-fashioned Poland. We're going to try to use the same sort of tactic. We're going to try to bomb whatever we can find, look for any other ground units to shoot with the 37s, and then immediately start scanning the skies for possible enemy aircraft. We are, after all, up against America, and as well as Britain, so I'm expecting Spitfires and P-47s to be filling the skies as soon as people die in their M18s. There's a jumbo sitting here in front of the camper spot. Take him down. There are a lot of Shermans on this map. One thing I've noticed is that people didn't always get into their P-47 after they died. A lot of them took Shermans. And take notice of this approach. I take a very steep, high-angle approach to that vehicle, so that I can penetrate either the top of the turret or the top of the engine deck. That's the kind of approach you want to be taking, so that you can penetrate some of these tanks. With the airplane up, I focus him. It's a P-47N. Very good plane, but I don't know that he saw me. Take a couple of chunks out of him, and he goes down as well. Use my last bomb to blind, I guess you would call this blind bombing, this smoke cloud. I knew that there was a tank in there somewhere, but it's not recommended to blind drop like that, because you can't usually bomb something you can't see. At least you can't do it successfully. Again, expecting someone to be here on the sniper spot, I take it into a very vertical maneuver. But then when I don't see anyone, I flatten out and I head over here towards this comet on C, try to blast him in the side of his tank, but nothing. It won't pen. The 37s do not have enough penetration for those side shots. That's why you need to have the very steep vertical angles for attack, like this. But before I can get an approach on the comet, he gets killed. Look for more targets, and I don't see anything. Except for another couple of Shermans coming out. And again, at this point I can't really do anything other than try to kill their tracks to demobilize them. And just racking up assists, which again is a task as part of Operation Frost. So all in all, I may not be getting kills, but I am achieving some tasks. This is more of the attack you want. Again, penetration right through the top of the tank. Take out his engine, set him on fire. Excellent. Take a look up. I see a plane. Turn left to go for him, but I hear, off to my right, another plane. It's a Wyvern, and he's making a beeline for me. Let's see what he can do. He's fully loaded with bombs, so he's struggling a little bit. And you can tell by my lack of speed, I'm getting pretty slow as well. At the last minute, he drops his bombs to shed some weight, but it's just too late. He was simply too slow, and he gets eliminated. But of course, the Wyvern wasn't alone. He had a 47, and I didn't see him. But my tail gunner did. So, same battle. We're going back out in a backup of the TIS MA, because why the heck not, right? Let's see if we can clear the skies and maybe get a couple more kills. I see a tank in the typical sniper spot. It's an M6A1. Can't really do anything against that thing with these guns from that angle, so we drop the 500 kilogram bomb on him and take him out. And would you look at that? They have another airplane up. Is this tank battles or air battles? I don't know. Sometimes it makes me wonder. Here comes another 47. Kind of hard to kill me when I see it coming, buddy. So I shed the second bomb so that I can get a little bit more mobility out of this thing. He tries to use his energy advantage by pulling away, but not very successfully. As I take out his tail, set him on fire, and set my sights on the last AAA that are over here. Because again, I don't have bombs, I don't have much altitude, so I can't take out tanks, can't bomb anything, so we're just going to use the 37s to go for some AAA, take out the M16. M19 gets crit, nearly crashed. The M19 will burn down here in just a minute. I assume he burns down. I don't know. I get credit for the kill. I don't know why. And if you hear that, there's another plane up. Can't find him, but there he is. That's a CORSAIR. Just how many planes are they going to send after me? Almost got him there. But the match is unfortunately going to end before we're able to get a proper conclusion out of this dogfight. I just can't quite get the guns lined up. And I tried again. You want to try and avoid the head-on collision if at all possible. But still, we managed to pull in 108,000, and I only got. Well, I think I only had 2 kills with the KV-220. So most of this was done with the TIS MA. Anyway, let's finish things out on Advance to the Rhine, one of my favorite maps in the game. We are currently losing in this battle against America. The M18s are doing their thing and just running rampant all over the map. So we're going to try and eliminate a couple of those. Take him out. The M18 that I engaged with my tank just died, so I got a kill assist on that. Trying to help out my guys on this flank so that maybe we can get Alpha back under control. You can see those 37s, they just punch right through those M18s. They just don't stand a chance against this thing. Looking for anything in the spawn. And this poor guy draws the short straw. Just get a nice little fire. Airplane comes in. I try and follow him, but he turns really sharp, and I don't want to follow that. If I follow that, I'm going to get really slow. I'm going to end up being dead. As it turns out, he's not the only one up. I see a friendly 288 coming in, and I let him know that there are 2 air up, and I need to gain a little bit of distance, so I extend away and just monitor the situation. I want to see what these guys are doing. Are they going for the 288? Are they going for dropping bombs on tanks? What are they planning on doing? And as it turns out, they see the 288 and they immediately latch onto him. This is not surprising, unfortunately, for the 288, but it ends up working out well for us because the 288 ends up being a tremendous distraction. He's on fire, but these 2 guys are continuing to pour rounds into him. I don't know why. He's going down, obviously. I mean, look at that poor guy. But that's okay. We got a couple of 37s for these guys. There's one. Not leading enough for this 47, but we got a nice couple of hits into him. Crit. And he's going down. Looks like he drops his bombs and ditches his rockets, but it's simply too late for him. Easy 2 kills. And just like that, we've got all 3 caps under our control. We've eliminated 2 of their airplanes, which are huge for us because that means that they don't have very many spawn points to respawn in something even better. Set the T-20 on fire. Again, scan the skies, looking for possible enemy targets. Got friendlies coming in. Want to take out that T-20 if I can on Bravo, because that's a really powerful medium tank. A 76mm cannon. Got a fairly nice vertical approach. Set him on fire for a second time. We break his tracks. We're going to try to swing around and possibly fire him for a 3rd and final time. And off to the left, you may notice an M16. He's firing lots of angry little pixies in my direction. But don't worry about him. He'll be taken out by an ally here in just a minute. Get a nice run on the T-20. Set him on fire for the 3rd time. Also take out his turret range, so he's not going to be able to take out any of our friendlies. T-20 finally burns down. Pardon me while I take a drink of water. And there's another tank there. There's a Sherman of some sort. But if you take a notice, we are almost out of ammunition. We're down to just 24 rounds of 37mm cannon. We got no 20s left. So we have to use these rounds sparingly. And again, we gotta keep an eye out for any airplanes, and my God, that's a lot of rockets. That CORSAIR just used almost all of his rockets on that poor guy. And the Sherman actually got him back with his machine gun by the looks of it. Nice high-angled approaches whenever possible so that you can get those nice shots through the roof or the engine deck. Nice crit. Don't know what. War Thunder won't tell me. But it marks him on the map for my allies who are in the area spawn camping, so he gets taken out. The Panther is about to get flanked, but he gets saved by another ally. Helps when there's multiple people spawn camping. You kind of get one on their backs. Like, I don't know where everyone is, but they only have 2 or 3 people left. And I'm not seeing anything else on the ground. As soon as someone does pop up, they get immediately smoked by the spawn campers. Nothing approaching B. I mean, absolutely nothing. Even watching this back in replay, I don't see anything. But then I hear something. It's a jet. It's a P-59A. Now, I had yet to fight one of these things in any vehicle. My first fight with one is in the ТИС МА. Are you kidding me? This thing is a freaking UFO. Look at how well this thing turns. I can't turn with that. It's like they give the Zero a jet engine and said, here you go. It's ridiculous. So he and an ally, as it turns out, both focus the 84. I slot in behind the P59. I think he just lost track of me. I am able to get a couple of shots into him, set him on fire with literally my last shell. And all I can do is fly away and hope that either he burns down or the tickets run out before he's able to turn his vehicle around and get me. Sure enough, puts out the fire, sets me on fire, but he doesn't get the kill because the game ends just in time. Isn't just that the way of things? So the P59 is definitely a better fighter than the ТИС МА, but then again, so are a lot of planes. This is not an air superiority fighter, this is a heavy fighter, and it's a damn good one in my opinion. It has no business at being at 3.7. I put it in my 5.7 lineup and it does exceptionally well. It's just that the 37 doesn't have great penetration, so I understand why they gave it a 3.7 battle rating. I just don't know how long it's going to last at 3.7. You can put this at a higher BR than even 5.7 because you're going to face lightly armored tanks even at 6.7. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that thumbs up button, and of course if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care guys.